The PS2 game Ratchet Clank, it is a classic game that's been around for 20 years now. And I must say that this is probably still an enjoyable game. You know, the beginning adventures of both Ratchet and Clank. And overall, for a PS2 game, it is very fun to play. Oh yes, the beginning friendship of Ratchet and Clank, and of course this video game series. So story in this one is that Ratchet, who is a Lombax, he is on his home planet when a small robot named Clank crash lands near him and tells him, hey, we have to stop Drax because he is harvesting other planets in order to build his own super planet. And from there, you got one of the most entertaining video games that I played when I was a child. And it's not just how good the story is, it's the banter between both Ratchet and Clank and how they don't like each other truly in the beginning of this video game. Plus, there is over 30 weapons and gadgets in this video game, and you have to collect nuts and bolts in order to upgrade your arsenal. The legacy of this video game speaks for itself. It had came out 2 years later after the PS2 made its big impact in the gaming community. And so Insomniac Games came up with the concept of, well, Ratchet and Clank. And as they say, the rest is history. You know, it is amazing where Insomniac Games are today compared to back then, because before they had began work on this video game, they had only developed 4 video games previously. So the fact they had worked on this video game series for a long time, long after this game had came out, makes it even more impressive. This video game does remind me of the Star Fox series, and of course Mass Effect, even though the first Mass Effect game wouldn't happen for another 5 years. If you somehow never checked out this PS2 classic, check it out because I believe it is well worth your time. Now, a lot of people over the years has compared this video game to the very first Jak and Daxter game simply because of the close relationship between Naughty Dog and Insomniac Games. In fact, Insomniac Games came up with the Spiral video games after the third one was complete. Then they came up with the concept with this one, which I thought was pretty cool. This video game has some interesting characters like Ratchet, who wants nothing to do with Clank. You know, he just wants to mind his own business. In fact, the two don't even get along. And Clank is like the smart one, you know. He's very sophisticated. There's a couple of levels dedicated to him, you know, running around. And not just that though, but the antagonist was pretty cool as well, such as Captain Quark. You know, a long time ago, I honestly thought he was the hero, but that twist when he's the villain, you know, that was pretty smart in my opinion. And then there's Drax himself, you know, the CEO, and, you know, he's pulling the strings. He's the villain that's behind it all. And, well, what can I say, he's the main antagonist. You know, over the years, for a few brief years I did play this video game, I had a great time. Some good character development, and well, you know, at the end of this video game, Ratchet and Clank are like good friends now. This is a game that I would highly recommend, and it certainly is very entertaining, even over 20 years later. I'm giving this video game an 8 out of 10. An excellent first installment. While I think the story in this is not better than the later installments, and some of the gameplay mechanics could have been a lot better, but for the most part, this is still fun, it's entertaining, you learn about these characters, you learn how Ratchet and Clank gets their start, and quite frankly, this was a big win for Insomniac Games. And this is a video game series that still continues, still to this day. And a lot of people I have talked to over the years say the first installment in this series is one of their favorites, simply because it was a brand new concept. Nonetheless, though, at the end of the day, while I don't think this is the best game in the series, it still is an excellent start nonetheless. And that is my review of the PS2 game, Ratchet and Clank. Alright, leave your comments down below in the section and tell me what you think about this video game. Okay, this is Slim Guy 172 saying, peace out.